Welcome to BSR TV for this round 10, 11 and 12 of the Engineer Direct British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the United States. I'm Andrew Woodhouse and I am joined once again by my regular co-commentators Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. Adam, welcome. Overcast conditions for this first race in Indianapolis. This famous circuit, we're back on the road course, it's not the bike layout. What can we expect, fella?
Yes, good evening, Andrew, at the Indianapolis Road Circuit. As you were saying, the first time we've been here since Season 5, and it's a great racetrack, really, for slipstreaming, going through that long banking onto the front straight. It's going to provide some great racing, and the overcast conditions will just add to that.
Yep.
Looking at the championship standings then going into this race meeting, Andrew?
Yeah, indeed, in championship standings, we're definitely seeing the cream rising to the top at the start of this series. Wojciech Savidovic leads by 12 points over Jamie Rushworth after 9 rounds. Andreas Katz in 3rd, and then David Baker 4th, and then Matt Walker surprising 5th. Ellis Stevens in 6th after winning at Brands Hatch. Lee Thompson 7th for Apex Racing TV. Simon Field 8th. John Roberts up in 9th. That's excellent from him. And Stanimir Zuzov in 10th. Alex Simpson, World Championship driver. I'll bring you in briefly, mate. Shows that consistency is the key. At the start of this series, a lot of names up there who haven't really had many good results.
No, true. I mean, it is important. We know how important that the consistency is, and we go on about it week in, week out. And I just think it's shown. A couple of AM drivers doing like absolutely great job in there. So Matt Walker and John Roberts, so really mixing it up, and in a strong position already.
Yeah, following on Adam from Ashley Blake Hood last season, who was a strong performer. A couple of new drivers here, Adam, as well. Take us through those changes.
Yes, indeed, we've got 2 new drivers. Mads Nielsen will be filling in for Team Carnage. In fact, he might be a new permanent driver. And also Mark Johnston. And I've been informed by our series admins that he was in a TV series on Channel 5 about 10 years ago about becoming a Grand Prix driver with Tiffany Dell and Vicky Butler-Henderson. So good to see him on the grid. Qualifying's just finished. We'll be advancing to the race in around a minute or so. On the pole position, Sebastian Job. Can't remember he was on pole. He might have been on pole position at Brands Hatch last time around, but he's on. So 2 pole positions in a row for Job. He seems to have got the knack of the qualifying session here. Savidovic, 2nd place. Championship leader. 3rd place, Stelian Chepelevsky with Andreas Katz in 4th. Jerome Kaiser, last time he had a victory was back in July 2014 at Silverstone. He lines up in 5th. Then in 6th is Daniel Hunt. Ben Palmer in 7th place with Stefan Hug in 8th, Alex Smolensky in 9th, Lee Thompson in 10th, 11th place Jamie Rushworth, not the best qualifying for him considering his championship rival Savidovic Chepelevsky there up at the front of the pack. David Baker in 12th, Benjamin Hackerson in 13th, Rob Fagg 14th, 15th Ellis Stevens, Steve Walker 16th, Summerfield 17th, Pete Newman 18th, Robert Graham 19th, and Matt Walker rounding out the top 20. But Andrew, it is a big pack this week. We've got around about 45 cars all going to be going into that first corner in around a minute or so's time.
The big pack, so we're going to need those big long straightaway sections on this Indianapolis road course. What a star-studded top 20 there, Adam. Is out of all these good drivers and with a track in Indianapolis that seems to necessitate the slipstream and it seems to provide with close racing, who do you think is going to rise through the top of that pack to victory in the race 1?
I think experience might help here, Andrew. Last time we were here, Season 5, the winners were Savidovic, Chepelevsky and Russell Layla. Layla starting down in 23rd place. So I don't think he'll be a factor in race 1. We never know. Savidovic and Chepelevsky, the other winners in Season 5. So their experience might help them overcome Sebastian Job, especially in the opening few laps where the slipstream is that important. And it looks like we might be having a rolling start here. There's a pace car at the front of the pack. Right,
well, is that going to help or hinder the drivers into turn 1? Is it going to make it more dangerous or less dangerous, do you think? Faster speeds?
Well, I think it will be faster speeds for sure, but I think actually there will be a little bit more separated as well. So we might just have to watch for something a bit further back because, can get occasionally people try and jump the gun and checking up and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I think the front runners will probably be a little bit cleaner, but further back it could be a bit messy.
Few penalties to keep abreast of, Adam, as well. from Brands Hatch. Steve Richardson is at the back for an unsafe re-entry to the track. Julian Janowski for causing an avoidable accident, and same with Stephen Burke, and then Martin Brandon for not being at the required speed under the green flag. So those guys are going to be starting at the back. Is there anybody at the rear of the field, Adam, who you think has a good chance of moving through and potentially even getting a reverse grid pole?
Steve Richardson starting in 42nd place. Who else? Robert Plumley, 32nd. I remember he had a brief stint at leading at Brands Hatch a week ago. Tim Mawson, 31st as well. All those guys have a good chance of working their way through. There's most likely going to be a first corner collision there. I said it, even though we have a rolling start and it's overcast. So keep your eye out for those guys as the race progresses, as we're starting our formation lap.
Indeed, and as pace car's ready to go, John Roberts, who is 9th in the table, he's down in 38th. He didn't have a good qualifying at all. Neither did Zuzov, down in 27. So yeah, so there's a few guys a bit out of position. Alex, you saw Sebastian Job warming the tyres up there. Is that a bit ill-advised here, or are we going to need? I suppose it's a give or take between, you know, having the car at a decent temperature to start the race and not running out of tyres at the end.
No, it is pretty cold out there, overcast conditions.
Oh, has he nearly lost it there?
18 degrees, so you know, I think it makes sense that they are actually trying to warm their tyres up. Yeah, obviously we don't have rears that are always quite tricky, so this pace lap does give them a little opportunity to get some pressure and heat into them. So
how do you go about warming the tyres on a front-wheel drive car?
Yeah, I guess
warming the rear tyres, sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess a little bit of weaving, but then some heavy braking and things like that as well. That'll get some temperature and some pressure, and then into them. But you know, it's a lot harder to do on a front-wheel drive than it is a rear, for sure.
Adam said that experience will count for a lot here, and a lot of these drivers have a lot more experience in the overcast conditions in the Kia than Sebastian Job, for instance, and Lee Thompson. You know, will that play a factor, do you think, here?
Sorry, I was completely looking at the stats. You were saying about experience.
Is it going to be a factor that the likes of Savinovic, Katz, you know, Daniel Hunt have got more experience in overcast conditions in this car than, say, Sebastian Job or Lee Thompson, for instance?
I think in the opening lap it will. That's because the tyres will be at their coldest, especially as we've got a rolling start. Even though we've had a lap to warm up the tyres, I still think that hard braking zone into turn 1, that right-left, that's definitely going to be interesting to see how the cars handle. And going through those long corners as well on the infield section, cold tyres and brakes, surely we've got all the things we need for a fantastic race.
Yep, and the pace car is going to pull in any second now. And some of the guys at the back need to catch up to the back of the pack. We're not far away from the start here at Indianapolis. We've had 9 rounds already in this BRSTC Pro Series. This is about to be round 10. As the green light is on and we're away. Sebastian Job leading down to the first corner, weaving over the track to try to break the slipstream of Savinovic. Savinovic, is he close enough? Into that turn 1. Very tricky braking area here, overcast conditions, and they're going to all get it into the corner. In one piece, just about. There's a bit of twitching, bit of sideways movement under braking at them, but it looks like the front runners have got through.
Yeah, that pace lap seems to have helped the drivers out quite a bit, as Savinovic and Chepelinski sliding a bit as we had our way through the right-handers, and everyone looks like they've made it through safely. Yeah, I think everyone has, as we had our way in towards the long left-hander.
Just looking at the middle of the pack, it doesn't look like there's been any accidents so far, so that's very good, and a slight improvement from previous races. So Sebastian Job leading. Now then, Alex, how much of a lead is he going to need to retain it down that long straightaway section? You know this track very well.
Yeah, looking at what they were doing in practice and qualifying, it looks like it could be as much as half to 3/4 of a second worth of draft there. So right now he is that half a second. Right now he is that half a second. That's 6/10 right now. So this will give us our first indication, really, of how much the draft is. The front 2 scampering away though.
Saving grace for Sebastian Job, maybe, Adam, that he's bringing Wojciech Savinovic with him, and maybe he's got someone to work with here.
Yeah, and of course the main battle we've got at the moment, as Alex was saying, is for third place between Chepelevsky in the GTM Megacar and Andreas Katz. And Katz looks like he's got a good slipstream as they come over the line for the first time. 4/10 of a second separating Job and Savidovic, but here comes Katz down the inside. The Oculus 360 car's got an overlap on him, and they're going to be side by side into the first corner. Will Katz try and go around the outside? He's still got the overlap now, and Daniel Hunt watching in the background, but Katz is unable to make it through there, but he's having a lunge down the inside.
I think there's an accident behind. Just check and see if anybody's come a cropper. I think it was just tyre smoke, so sorry about that. I think somebody got really out of shape there in the middle of turn 2. But Job still leads by 4/10 of a second from Wojciech Savidovic. Stelian Chepelevsky is in third place ahead of the veteran Andreas Katz and also Daniel Hunt. So is it going to be a case of trying to get on with it as quickly as possible, Alex, here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody out there are going to want to try and build up some sort of gap to the car behind. We've seen, though, it's starting to take similar sort of shape as to what it did at Brands Hatch with these rather large packs. I was quite surprised that Katz didn't get a slowdown penalty as well, as he was forced to take out most of the cones there as well. So got away with that one, and I think he won't want to do that again in any hurry. But he's got Daniel Hunt right on his 6 now, and I think Hunt's the one that looks the more likely to put a move on this time.
He also took a lot of the inside of the last corner, and Adam down to turn 1. It looks like Daniel Hunt's going to make a move. Oh, yes, but assisted by the slipstream of Chepelevsky's Katz. Look at those two, it's like Mansell and Senna close. A couple of inches between them.
Katz has still got the inside line though, and he hits him. Tips him sideways, but he's able to carry on. Daniel Hunt, and Daniel Hunt is now through. More contact in the background unfolding there between Ben Palmer and Stefan Hug, it looks like. But Daniel Hunt's now through up into 4th place.
I wonder if Palmer may have had a slowdown there, because lost a couple of positions coming out of turn 1. Alexander Smolensky all over the road as he's defending from Steve Walker. Smolensky looks like he's got a bit of damage. And on the front of that Oven Gleam racing car, got himself a new teammate this race, but Smolensky's still leading that team's charge.
Yes, indeed, and he's got Rob Fag behind him for company as well. Lap times last time around, Sebastian Jabe came across the line 2/10 of a second ahead of Savidovic, so Savidovic is not leaving him at all, and that's due to the slipstream as Smolensky squirreling all over the place. Number 6 car behind, sorry, that's Steve Walker. Go on, Andrew.
I think I saw a bit of contact there. I don't know. There was. I don't know if it was actually.
It's a lot closer this time, gents. Just 2/10 of a second as they come onto the banking section. There's surely an opportunity for a lead change right now.
And it was Katz running into the back of Kaiser in the middle sector of the track, and Kaiser's all over the place. And he maybe touches Katz as they're all coming through that back banked corner. There's about a pack of 6 of them. We've got the Grand National on Saturday. We're almost not going to see such close racing there.
Joe round the outside, Savidovic now has got the outside for the turn 2. Coming up on lap traffic already, what's going on further back?
Look at that middle pack there. Palmer, ahead of Baker. Katz and then Baker. Baker's up to already, I think it's 7th. And then Hug, Thompson, Kaiser has been pushed back all the way to 10th. Robert Fag in 11th, 12th Smolensky, 13th Steve Walker, 14th Simon Field. And then 15th is Ben Hackerson. So Job leads the race by a fraction over the timing line, Adam, and we are seeing these two. They've got a 2-second lead now, but Chepelevsky can now get on with it and try to close that gap.
Yeah, 6. Go on, Alex.
Sorry, it looks like Richard Wilde might have fallen victim to something. He's just retired on this lap as well, so not sure what that was. Maybe one of you guys could check that out and just let everyone know.
Massive crash on the main straight between Wilde and the 72 of Steve Hefford. Hefford's Oculus car going tumbling down the track another 300-400 yards and almost collecting a couple of cars, Alex.
I'm just seeing if I can get that on a replay now. Yes, we have. It's up on screen. Oh, it's my famous quarter panel. Just into each other. Nothing they could do.
And I think
netcode lock, and there was a few cars scrambling to get out of the way. And then we got, unfortunately, I'm not sure who that was. Don't think it was Wild. It was the other car involved. Just didn't hold his position, just needed to keep the brakes on there and keep it to the right. Slip back up onto the line, and a few guys just couldn't avoid it. That's terrible.
I think Hefford's problem was that the car was still travelling down the track at speed, so when he actually got the wheels back on the tarmac, it was still moving.
Yep.
They had no choice but for it to veer over to the left. Took out Von Glan, unfortunate for him, but wrong place, wrong time. It could have been so much worse for everyone else, but it's going swimmingly well for Sebastian Job. Adam, do you think Wojciech Savinovic is just waiting at the moment in this race, which is going to last how many laps? 14 laps.
Yeah, I think Savinovic might have just been doing a little bit of a test run for the finish of lap ago. The time as they came across the line to start the previous lap was 0.06 of a second between Job and Savinovic, and if it comes down to the final lap and a bit of slipstream.
Sorry, gents, Cats on Palmer in the chicane. They're side by side. I think he's going to make it work. He's at the outside line, but now he's got the inside into the final turn, and that's a great move. It could be for nothing though. Like you say, right now Baker's going to get the best of the runs, and Palmer's going to get slipstream straight back past around the outside before he
he's going to struggle. He's going to struggle there though, mate, round the outside on this final corner, and Dave Baker got quite a decent run himself as Katz goes to the inside line. But is he going to be able to protect here, Adam?
That's fine. Oh, we're nearly going to go free abreast between Baker, Palmer and Katz. Katz on the inside, Palmer on the outside as we get towards turn one. And look at that car out of control. Is that Hoog?
It's Hoog, and he's not going to make it.
Surely he'll have a slowdown there.
Contact with Palmer. But
he's going to turn around.
Palmer's off, and I think that's poor driving.
And Kaiser's off as well. Is that the pink engine oil's direct car?
I don't think Hoog took a lot of care there coming into that first corner, but he must have seen the opportunity. But that's the end of Ben Palmer, it looks like.
Yeah, very late on the brakes. Used all the.
But Palmer's hit with Mawson. So Palmer trying his best almost to still get round as quick as he can. Maybe come round for his fast toe. But Tim Mawson nearly a victim.
Hoog managed to survive that, fortunately, and looked relatively undamaged. We just saw that on the replay. Yeah, just looks like he missed his braking point actually into one. Did his best to try and get the car stopped. Didn't quite manage it. Used Palmer as a little bit of brakes. Let's just jump onto what Tim here. I'm guessing he's going to see recovering Palmer at some point. Let's have a look. It's going to be any moment now, I would think. Just coming onto the back straight right now.
Savinovic is gone. He's made a mistake.
Yeah, down in third place. So 0.3 of a second behind
slowdown. I think it's a slowdown that he's had. Had contact with. Oh no, I think he's had a slowdown, but
I'm not sure where the incident with Tim was, Andrew. I haven't seen that. Is it just before the pits?
No, it was after that. Halfway around that lap. I don't know.
Okay, so. Okay, well, we'll catch up with the live. And,
I think it was Tim. It might have been Richard Gore. I'm not sure.
Just watching back.
No, it wasn't.
Just watching back what's happening to Savinovic. He looks fine at the moment. Working his way around the left-hander. This is a lap ago. Everything seems to be fine for Savinovic. He's working his way onto the back straightaway. Everything seems to be fine. And then he pulls over. He just pulls over, and yeah, I don't know what happened there.
You can run wide off of that onto that back straight and get a slowdown for running wide, so extending the track rather than cutting it. It's very, very tricky, and catch you out there.
Job was all four wheels over the white line, Alex, in the last corner, but it doesn't look like he's received a slowdown, which would bring Chepelevsky into play. But now Chepelevsky's got some company for the first time in this race. Wojciech Savinovic in third place, Adam. He's going to have to try and recover here.
Just having a quick look, Simon Field on Steve Walker for 11th place. This is just 1/10 of a second separating those a little bit further back.
Savinovic down the inside as well. Alex in towards turn one, and he's through. So Savinovic back up in second place. Harry is now 3 seconds behind race leader Sebastian Job at the moment. We've got 7 laps still to go though, but with Savinovic at the slipstream.
Field through.
Yeah, Field through as well, so very similar moves there.
It is providing a lot more overtaking, Alex, than the bike layout we used last year.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. So, yeah, great sort of choice to mix it up, I think.
What do we think? Sorry, go on.
So I was going to say, really, it's all about this sort of pack from 10th back at the moment. That's a massive, massive train leading all the way down to Ben Palmer in 26th place right now. So anyone in that pack, I think, can get themselves a sort of top 15 position. But don't forget, they're all fighting and they're all in the reverse grid slots at the moment as well.
We said that at the start, didn't we, Adam, that it was going to be a close race. Dave Baker, yet again, having a good run, 12th on the grid. Not qualifying very well again, but 6th in the race, making good progress here.
Yeah, David Baker in his customary 6th place at the moment. He's got Lee Thompson for company behind him in 7th. Everyone looking Lioneston at the moment. There's no really big battles going on inside the top 10 out. There's Savinovic now is up in 2nd place. Sorry, that my time was screen refreshing. However, in front of... Who's that in the Pinot Media car in front? I think it's side by side going on in front. Simon Field versus Stefan Hug. Field down the inside, it looks like, of Hug, and he is through up into 10th place. So the Pinot Media car is up inside the top 10 now.
Dan Hunt's just taken Katz Adam for 4th, so he moves through into that position. And then he's got Baker, Thompson and Robert Fagg behind. So that's a good little pack. Smolensky's a little bit adrift of that. And he'll be worried, Alex, of losing the draft there, because then he might get caught up to, by the end of the race, by that pack with Stefan Hug involved. Yeah,
absolutely. I think no one want to lose any kind of draft at the moment. They're going to want to try and tuck in as much as they can and see if they can just be drawn to the little group ahead of them, rather than getting closed up behind. That's a massive pack that's come in as well, though.
Really good quality race so far here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. BSR TV, Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Alex Simpson with you. Race 10 of 96, and this is going to be again a brilliant season. We've already had 3 great race meetings. Another one on our hands here. Who's going to win this first race? Well, it looks like Sebastian Jobs in prime position, 3 seconds lead. But then the fight for the reverse grid positions is on as well.
Katz on Hunt.
Katz on Hunt, yes.
Hunt straight to the inside line there. He does not want Katz going down the inside of him towards turn 1. Katz is going to have to do it the hard way as we head into the first corner. Hunt on the inside line, and Katz is all over the place, and David Baker closing up now, but Daniel Hunt's just been able to hold on.
So easy to lose the back end there, Alex. I had a spin in the Rose Series doing exactly the same. Tricky braking area, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, as you can tell, actually, they were quite late on the brakes there, and that's why the rear end was just sort of drifting around there, and Katz had to think twice about that and crack that car up, otherwise it would have been pretty messy.
Now this infield section's tricky, isn't it, as well, mate, because all the corners follow on from each other, that first and second sectors. You mess one up, you mess the lot up, don't you?
Yeah, and I would think actually with the front wheel drive, the understeer actually would be pretty terrible through those corners as well, so I'm not surprised that Savinovic got himself a little slowdown.
Katz has crashed into Daniel Hunt. But he's not really affected much. Baker can't get through. Daniel Hunt's still on his way, but you can bet now, Adam, there's going to be a big attack down this straight. From Andreas Katz on Daniel Hunt.
Yes, there is. Here comes Katz then through the banking onto the oval section, through turn 13, the final corner. Oh, I think this Hunt's going to have to do some more aggressive defending. He was doing so a lap ago. Will he get there in time? Just in time. Look at that. Look how close that was. Who would get the position over the line? It was Hunt by 9 thousandths of a second in towards turn 1. Katz is nudging him. And he turns
that was inevitable. I think the contact there, and Baker's going to go around the outside. Is he of Hunt? No, not this time. Katz comes back on. Slow down penalty potentially as well for cutting the course. Oh, there's contact there, and that's Robert Fagg and Lee Thompson. Thompson off into the gravel. He's still going. He's only lost 1 place as Lee Thompson.
Oh, and Katz has turned around. Oh, and he nearly takes out Baker. Blimey.
This is getting messy now. Katz is off. Back on. He's going to join up with just behind Steve Walker. So, yeah, all went to pot there, Alex, didn't it?
Yeah. Like you say, when you start to be that aggressive, pushing someone to the inside of the corner so you can have the advantage, it only takes the driver on the inside to say, well, hold on.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, this is me, I'm here. And as we've seen, and as I go on and about, when you're the lead car and your rear core panel is the one that's vulnerable, It's not wise. And
No.
Kat's just got reminded of that there.
But it's like, Martin Brundle likes to say, and I fully agree with him, if you're on the inside, you can't just vanish, can you? You're there, you've got to take that corner. So, closest battle's probably Savidovic and Chepelevsky.
I think he might have got another slowdown, Savidovic, because he was a bit further ahead than a lap ago. Chepelevsky was a bit far behind as we left the infield section to go onto the banking, but he's right back with Savidovic now. We've got 2.5 laps to go. I think this is going to be the main battle at the moment because Sebastian Joe 5 seconds now in front.
You're right, something has gone on because, they were 2.5 seconds behind Seb just a lap ago. I was just keeping an eye on that, thinking, they might get there. And I was like, oh no, not enough laps. So, something's gone on that last lap, and whether it's just been some manic battling, I don't know. But
Wojciech's last lap was a 31.2. Seb did a 28.8. So there must have been something. What's since they've altered the track, Alex, taking away those 2 hairpin bends and putting in this slightly faster portion of the track, do you think it's helped this course?
I haven't drove it yet, so it's really difficult to say. I have to say, but if you mean from the older one to this current one, then yes, certainly. What I have now, obviously the very latest one, which I'd love to see an update on with the chicanes and things like that, would be quite an exciting track, I'm sure.
Battle for fourth unfolding again between Daniel Hunt and David Baker. Baker, season 7 champion, closing in on Daniel Hunt, who once again is having to defend the inside line as they come across the timing line onto the penultimate lap here in race 1 of the evening here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. David Baker on the outside. Will he try and get the move done? He's got alongside him, and I think he might get the move done here around the outside. He's going to be on the inside for the second part of this first corner. They're still side by side, and this is close.
That was great driving from Daniel Hunt, who just rotate the car enough, and through goes.
Oh, and yes, Hunt.
Through went Robert Fagg, and Daniel Hunt somehow ended up getting the worst of that. And look at Smolinski. We were talking about Smolinski potentially losing touch with this pack. He's now at the head of it, Alex.
Yeah. Great driving from Smolinski, and just kept himself out of trouble, and all of a sudden this is just a massive hornet's nest right now.
Yeah,
it's getting ugly. 5th place down to 15th now.
It's getting ugly in there. All the field was quite nicely spread apart, Adam. Individual battles, and now just a couple of moments of like I say, hard driving brought it all together. And if there's ever potential for maybe a last lap pile-up, this could be it.
Indeed, Daniel Hunt now onto the back of Smolinski. Smolinski's going to have to do the defending this time around, and Baker will have to do some attacking out of the right-hander and onto the banking now. It's going to be foot hard to the floor now for the rest of the straight, and Sebastian Job just coming around to stop the final lap of the race now, 3.7 seconds ahead, but this is where we're focusing. The battle for fourth between Smolinski and Hunt through the banking at turn 13. Hunt's going to go to the outside line with Smolinski defending the inside. It's going to allow Hunt to get through. Hunt was ahead at the timing line just by 100th or 2, and look at them all battling behind. It's every man for himself. Fagg down the inside of the Pete Newman car.
Simon Field, who somehow has got up to 7th as well. He's done a great second half of the race. It's the first time that David Baker's been going backwards in the race, so he's going to have to regroup and stay ahead of Stefan Hook, because that's what he needs to do. Get points for his team. Remember, $4,000 available for the team's champions.
Smolinski lost the place then as a result of Hunt getting through, so Smolinski down to 5th. He was in 4th.
Oh, and Thompson up the inside of Baker through the first of those medium speed corners in the middle of the lap. Now he's got to run on Dave Baker coming down to the back straight, but Stefan Hoog's there, Alex, as well. It's getting very tight in there.
Yeah, it looks very, very scary to say. Anything can happen there. Almost 3 wide going into the fast left-hander.
Cat's involved as well.
Thompson, the World Championship driver, right in the thick of that. But then it's Sebastian Job who's going to come through. He's got 1 corner to go, and it's been a fantastic performance from him. He started on pole position. He was threatened briefly by Savidovic, but Sebastian Job's going to come over and he's going to take another win in this BRSTC Pro Series. Let's see who's going to get second. It's going to be Savidovic, Chepelevsky in 3rd, and then it's going to be Daniel Hunt, I believe, is going to come through for P4 for GT Omega Racing. Alex Smolinski in 5th, Robert Fagg 6th, then Simon Field, and then it was Baker followed by Thompson, Hoog Katz, Walker, they were all covered by a blanket, and then Pete Newman, Ben Hackerson, and then Ellis Stevens 15th. What a great race that was, Adam.
Yeah, some clean racing and then some typical touring car style racing, and others we saw the quarter panel incident once again rear its ugly head. So great racing for the first race, and great job by all the drivers as well. Overcast conditions.
Sorry guys, Gianowski is putting a run on Scott Malcolm. Now you're going to be side by side. Oh, just thought
That was close.
Malcolm
manages,
just.
Malcolm holds
And,
on
a bit of some payback, I'm not sure, but Robert Plumley lost 2 places on that last lap as well, and he's ended up on his roof.
Yeah, he got rear-ended by a Laser Tools car as they come across the line.
That's an ignominious end for Plumley, unfortunately, there, but good drive by Steve Richardson as well to get up to 31st from 42nd on the grid. It's a long way back from there. We only had 5 drivers who didn't score there, so good performances all round. The newcomers, Mads Nielsen 18th, good from him, 22nd on the grid. Mark Johnston 26th on the grid, up to 21st. Ben Palmer finished down in 23rd place. Rushworth 26th. I don't know what happened to Jamie, Alex. Did you see that?
No, I didn't really see what happened. It must have been quite early on, just got a bounce back, but he didn't feature at all, did he? So
he's lost a lot of points to Savinovic, Adam, already.
Indeed he has, and that's not the start he wanted. He was already on the back foot after qualifying, starting 11th and 26th. It's going to have to take a lot for him to work his way back up through the pack. I can't remember how far the reverse grid goes down to, but
15 to 26.
26, so he'll be hoping that you, Alex, you draw the full 26. No looking like Rob Austin did in the BTCC this week.
Yep, the 12-sided dice with 26 on all 12 sides.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, let's just. I'm going to do some dummy rolls now just to make sure. But you watch. You just watch them all be about the same number.
I'll just run through quickly who's eligible for this reverse grid draw. 15th, Ellis Stevens. He finished where he started. Russell Laidler 16th. He actually won the last time the BSRTC was here at this track. Laura Bond 17th, Mads Nielsen 18th on debut, Robert Graham 19th, then it's Paul Smith in 20th, Mark Johnston in 21st, Andrew Whitehead 22nd, another race winner down there, Ben Palmer 23rd, Matt Walker 5th in the championship, 24th, then Lee Berridge 25th, and then it's Jamie Rushworth, former champion in 26th, Alex.
Yeah, so we've had 17, 20, and I think it was 25 as well for the dummy roll. So the pole position is going to go to 20th.
That is Paul Smith, then he'll be in pole position with Robert Graham alongside him. Mads Nielsen, the newcomer to the championship, he'll be starting 3rd with Laura Bond in 4th. And then in 5th place it's Russell Laylor, who won here the last time we were here back in season 5. So he's probably my favourite looking at that top 5 for the race 2 victory, Andrew. Yeah,
Alice Stevens up there as well. Laura Bond looking for her first podium finish. So, well, it's a great lineup for race 2. We've been here for race 1. We'll still be here on YouTube for races 2 and 3. Join us again when we come back in just a few minutes' time.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com. Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Indianapolis for round 11 of the BRSTC Pro Series. Andrew Woodhouse again with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. I bring Alex in this time. Sunny weather this time, mate. And a good race in race 1. We're going to see more of the same here.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Slight different track conditions, so cars will be a little bit slower overall. Not quite as much grip once the pressures build up, so tyres will be getting a little bit slick. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Those first few laps, drivers will probably be a little bit more aggressive. No need to wait for those tyres to heat up. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, a lot of guys are going to have to fight their way through. We know how good this field is, so it's going to be very, very tricky for that. Got a little bit fighty, a little bit fierce at the end of that race, and I get the feeling that's probably going to follow through for the first 5 or 6 laps of this race as well. So we'll keep an eye out on, see what happens.
Indeed we will. Adam, Paul Smith on pole position, and then you mentioned that Russell Laidler was up there. He won last time, didn't he, that we came to this track?
Yeah, the last time we were here was quite a while ago, season 5, back in the summer of 2014, and yeah, I'm sure he'll be setting his sights on taking another victory. It's been a while, I think, since he won a race in the BRSTC Pro Series. Let's run you through the grid then. For the second race of the evening, Paul Smith on pole position with Robert Graham alongside him. Mads Nielsen, the new to the championship at driving for Team Carnage, he starts in 3rd, Laura Bond in 4th. Russell Laidler, as we were saying, in 5th place. Ella Stevens in 6th, Benjamin Hackerson in 7th with Pete Newman in 8th, Steve Walker 9th, Andreas Katz, the reigning series champion, in 10th. Stefan Hoog, his teammate, 11th. Lee Thompson, 12th. David Baker, 13th. Simon Field, 14th. Robert Faggers in 15th. With Smolenski in 16th. Daniel Hunt, 17th. Steny Chepelewski in 18th. 19th, Wojciech Sawidowicz. And in 20th place is our Race 1 winner, Sebastian Jobe. 21st, Mark Johnston. 22nd, Andrew Whitehead. 23rd, Ben Palmer. 24th, Matt Walker. 25th, Lee Berridge. And in 26th, we find Jamie Rushworth, who had a pretty much of a nightmare of a race 1. 27th, Tim Mawson. 28th, Scott Malcolm. 29th, Julian Janowski. And then rounding out the top 30, it is Robert Plumley. However, it doesn't stop there. Once again, I do believe we will have 45 cars in this race, Andrew, so a whole lot more action still to come tonight.
Yeah, this is a very large field, and Alex, in this large field, does the mentality change here? It's still a short race, but surely you still need to get to the end.
Yeah, sure you do. But yeah, I just feel there's perhaps a few tempers were starting to fly out there a little bit on those last few laps, and as much as I don't want to see it spill over into this race, I feel like there's definitely going to be some rough racing out there for a little bit, and a few panels will get banged around here and there, and yeah, let's just hope for the most part everybody survives those opening 5 or 6 laps, because I think that's really what's going to set the standard for the race.
Oh, Robbie Rowan just got hit as he came out of the pits there. Just a couple of minutes left, Adam, before the start. Is Rusty Laidler going to be your tip for this win, or is there anybody else that will surprise us?
If I look at my grid, I think Russell Laidler is my number 1 pick for the race win, and if that all fails, I will say Pete Newman, because he won race 2, I do believe, at Brands Hatch.
Yes.
So race 2 could be his thing in this championship. So he's my second bet. However, I think Russell Laidler will take this victory.
Yeah, I think when Newman gets it together, Alex is as good as anyone in this series, but it's a bit few and far between for him and his team, isn't it? Some weeks they're on and some weeks they're not quite there.
Yeah, this season especially just seems like I don't know. I guess maybe the competition level just a little bit higher. We saw them with that 1-2-3 last season, and they just don't look like they've quite got the capabilities to do that this season. So whether it be the competition or they're just struggling a little bit. I mean, I don't know if the change to the car suspension model or anything like that has affected them just a little bit. But
do you think they're missing Daniel Kraft as well?
Possibly, yeah, quite possibly.
One thing I'm interested to see in this second race is Sebastian Jobe's racecraft. We saw in race 2 and race 3 at Brands Hatch a week ago. He was a bit unfortunate, got involved in a few wrecks, and he couldn't really replicate the form that he has in qualifying in race 1 at Brands Hatch. He's practically done the same as he did last time at Brands Hatch. He took pole position in qualifying, he's won race 1. I want to see how he can do in fighting in amongst the rest of the pack in races 2 and 3.
Yeah, indeed, and I mean, Alex, you might be able to tell us a bit more about that. What's his racecraft like in the World Championship?
Yeah, well, actually, it's worth pointing out he's got himself a new PC as well this week, and he was used to running everything on basically minimum graphics and just about getting 30 frames a second. So now he's up at the dizzying heights of what you see some of these guys with sort of 200 frames. So he was saying that it should help his race consistency. So maybe he won't get any sort of stutters or anything like that, and it might just help him find his way through this pack a little bit easier. Who knows?
If you can be that good, I mean, I know how it is to have that sort of hardware setup, and
Same here. Here.
Well, yeah,
I still have it.
I had it for a long time, and it was difficult to be consistently good. And Alex, it definitely helped when I had got better equipment, and I guess the same for you. We did, especially having 3 monitors now.
Yep, absolutely. It made a huge difference to me, and like you say, it's just the consistency seems to be there in the race, and you hit your marks. And it's a lot easier to avoid mistakes when you're under pressure and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, as we've seen last week, his racecraft was pretty much spot on. He was working his way up through the pack nicely, and probably would have had top 5 finish as we're getting ready here, though.
Revs are rising then. 45 cars here at the Brickyard. We'll go now as the green line comes on. It's a poor start from the front row by Robert Graham, and through the middle is Laura Bond. Oh, and that's gone badly now. And there's going to be a big melee here, and
safety car. Safety car.
Safety car is out. And
Savidovic was a big. Sorry, Andrew. Savidovic was a big involver in that.
Was that the classic rear quarter panel incident, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was.
Well, I don't know what it was.
It was Laura Bond.
Who was it started? Laura. Let's have a quick look.
It was Laura Bond coming through the middle. She had a brilliant start from the second row through the middle of Nielsen, and Nielsen just moved across to the right. I don't know if he thought he was clear or what but caused that massive pile up here.
I'm gonna see if I can slow it down a little bit.
Not sure how many drivers are left after that.
Right, so I've really slowed it down. Of course, it's under caution, so I can do this. But Laura got a great start actually, and diving straight for the middle of the track to pick up some places past one of the Team Carnage cars. We've got Laser Tools on the right. Let's have a look. Don't lose focus. Oh God, yeah. Like you say, just we didn't quite see the back, but
you seem to move over a little bit, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. The track just gets blocked then. See, unfortunately, the
in fact, it looks like Nielsen. I don't really know what he was doing there, to be honest, because he's veering over to the right hand side. There's a lot of space on the left, and he just keeps going right.
God, I'm just on board. I'm not sure who it was. Steve Walker. He's just burying into cars and got flipping cars everywhere, and actually nothing you could do. So, oh God, so track absolutely blocked there, and I think that might have even been a system generated caution there because the track was that blocked. So, and you say it was Nielsen, was it?
Yeah, I just don't. And I don't want to be too hard on him, but he wasn't good driving, Adam, to keep veering over to the right like that.
No, we're on lap 1 of the race, and
we barely really cleared the start-finish line.
We've got 2 seconds, 3 seconds into the race, and then that stuff like that happens. It's unfortunate to see the track block like that, and it's certainly shaking the field up no end. Let's have a look at the running order quickly at the end of the first lap. Paul Smith leads, Robert Graham in second, Russell Laidler now in third, Benjamin Hackerton in fourth, Ellis Stevens fifth, Lee Thompson sixth, Steve Walker seventh, David Baker eighth, Mads Nielsen in ninth, in 10th it's Rob Fagg. So carnage really. Jamie Rushworth, where's he? 16th, so he's managed to gain quite a bit out of that stuff at the beginning.
A lot of cars on pit road as well, unsurprisingly. Alex Smolensky's there, Laura Bond, Stephen Burke, Andreas Katz, Stefan Hook, Matt Walker, Richard Wild again, Steve Richardson, Pete Newman, Colin Steele, Greg Kinnock, Kev Noon, all of them ended up on pit road taking a fast repair. I mean, As well, Alex, you know, that carnage behind allowed Robert Graham to get away with what was frankly a terrible start.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just sort of catching up. Right, where are we now? So
Got an awful getaway. In fact, I don't know if he got such a bad start, but Laura got a fantastic start. I think.
Where is the safety car? What's going on here? I'm surprised
It's in the middle of the pack, I believe, isn't it?
Is it trying to catch him up, or what's it doing? Have they got to wait for the safety car, or?
Unless the safety car's just picked up those lapped cars anyway. Oh, look. Pace car's on the back straight now.
Yeah, and it's picked up the wrong person, I think.
Picked up Team Carnage car, isn't it? 77. Lee Berridge. So where is Paul Smith? Paul Smith's on the back straight now. So in fact, it just picked up those lapped cars that came out of the pit lane, I believe.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Now the leaders are there. So, but the leaders will probably be let through, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they will for sure.
The lapped cars. That's what I meant.
Car, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But what does this mean for the rest of the race now, Alex? Paul Smith, I was going to ask you before the race, didn't quite get time. Our colleague over at Race Sport, what are his chances of pulling out something here?
Yeah, well, to be honest, this does play into his hands. I mean, he has got some quick drivers behind. A few quick guys got through. Ellis has got through. Lee Thompson got through. Baker's through. Rob Fagg's through. Chepelevsky, then Svidovic, and Job as well. So actually, a lot of the quick guys managed to get themselves checked up in time and through that. So it's going to be difficult for Paul. He's going to need to hope that the likes of Graham and you got Rusty there in third place. He's obviously very, very strong as well. So you know, I don't think you can call it at all on this one. I just think basically it's like a reset. We're going to have a 9 or maybe 8 lap sprint race by the time this all gets organised out.
And now the pace car's sorry, Alex. And now the pace car's letting the back markers through, so they're going to have to tear around. As the lights are the lights off on the pace car now?
Yes, they are.
So they're going to have to fly around, Adam, and that could that cause some issues for them? Are they going to make it in time back round to the back of the pack?
Oh, it's going to be close. I'm just trying to find the info. What's the pace car speed? 97 kilometers an hour.
Yeah,
and
they might do.
Yeah, they might just make it.
Where's the back of the very pack?
Yeah,
is it Andreas Katz, Richard Wild? Hold on. The actual pack behind the safety car, Richard Gore at the end of the straight. So Hoog's going to get there. Walker, Wild, Katz is going to get there. Yeah, the others might. Oh, in fact, the others probably will, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, even these
that's
guys.
Where that long straightaway section helps.
Yeah, these guys are still closing in on the pace car as well. So Richard's just taking his time about it at the moment. So
tell you what, the team that's got away with that with the best result is probably Volatile Element. Paul Smith's up there. Ben Hackerson's up there with the teal on the top of his car, and also then you've got Baker in 7th again, and again Alex Baker showing his racecraft and moving up from his starting position.
Yep, absolutely. So it's definitely some of the more experienced drivers managed to get themselves slowed down before they picked up any real heavy damage there. There was a few, unfortunately.
And we're lucky to not be run into as well.
Yeah, exactly. There was a few just had nowhere to go. I mean, that's the nature, unfortunately, of this circuit. You know, there's walls either side. Any kind of crash is going to bounce back into the circuit. You just got to hope and pray it's not on your side of the grid. Much like Road America, really, at the start there as well. So.
Getting ready to go then. The restarts here. The second race of the night's here in the BRSTC Pro Series at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the green flag is in the air. Paul Smith leaving. Robert Graham a bit behind there. Green flag in the air, Andrew.
That's a great restart from Smith, Adam. And Hackerson attacking Laidler now. He's going to get the slipstream off that Laser Tools car as well. Down into turn 1. Hard on the brakes they're going to go from over 140 miles an hour. And Laidler got it slowed down there. Hackerson a little bit gingerly on the brakes. And Hackerson then Stevens. Thompson side by side with Baker. We saw this before. Baker's trying to move his way up into 6th place on the racetrack. And Robert Fagg just behind them. Stelly and Chepelevsky. has been overtaken by Savidovic. He's actually going backwards because that's Sebastian Job putting more pressure on them, on the Bulgarian here.
And a little bit of contact further back. I think that was Dan Hunt in the GTO Mega car there, just getting tapped wide. He's going to have the inside, so should get the place back off Rushworth. Although Rushworth gets a great exit and carries a lot more speed out, and actually Palmer's putting pressure on Hunt now as well.
Yeah, Dan Hunt, we saw him win the pre-season event at Monza. He won the first race of the season at Phillip Island as well. What are his title chances, Adam? Daniel Hunt's a very good driver, but can he put it together over a season? As Paul Smith's made a mistake in the last corner, sorry. We have to come back to that.
Yeah, because here comes Robert Graham. Robert Graham already going to the outside. Paul Smith looks like he's
wall there.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a bit of a straight on speed advantage as we head through the banking, and that is bringing everyone together. Robert Graham using a whole of the curb on the inside there on the banking. Paul Smith, someone's in the wall hard. Down David Baker involved, and who was that? Was that one of the Power Max cars? And it's all going off behind. Huge incident.
Oh, and that's going to be...
It's the same again, really.
Safety car.
The safety car is out.
And everyone's trying to slam on the brakes, and Paul Smith, Russell Laidler are off. The field is frozen
as well.
Ellis Stevens caught in that as well. So
yeah, that was quite a big accident. So the safety car deployed there.
Let's have a look back at that, see what happened. We'll jump back on
Didn't
board
see
with
anything of that.
Baker as he's trying to recover. So
Baker's still nearly being hit by cars. There's still accidents going on. 2 Laser Tools cars crashing over the line. Still, as people are trying to slow down. That safety car, Alex.
Right, just watching the replay now. So Baker tucked up behind. I think it was. I'm not sure what happened there. One of the who was it who was in front of Baker?
Stevens, Ellis Stevens.
Oh well, he just hit the wall on his own accord. Just I think he was probably just looking too much in the rear view mirror. I'm not really sure. Maybe Alex will point out what he did on the Facebook group later on.
Savidovic came that close to disaster.
Yeah, he just ploughed into the wall, and Baker just hit him. There was nothing he could do there. It was just all on Ellis.
Atkinson went in the wall in front of them as well. Yeah. But I think I was going to say though that safety car with those lapped cars trying to come through meant that when the safety car was out, there were still some people racing back to the line to catch up, and they was coming across these cars of Baker and of Stevens that were
looks like
prone on the track.
Rushworth got caught in that as well. It was actually Rushworth that went flying through backwards. I'm still hearing something. Maybe I'm still on replay. Who knows? I am still on replay.
And that's what the crashing was doing. 2 Laser Tools cars. Rushworth got hit up into possibly into the pit road. Well.
Tim, the man who finds every single crash out there, I think.
Does, fortunately, yeah. There's guys still coming across the scene of the accident, trying to slow down.
So we've lost Baker, Rushworth, Katz, Wild's not there, Stevens we know, Hoog's way down. I mean Smolensky's in 33rd as well. So a lot of big names out there. Pete Newman, 29th. Don't know who give him a shout. Was that you, Adam? It's not going to work. Simon Field 28th as well, so a lot of really big name drivers out there. I'm surprised at the pace that some of these are going across the start-finish line as well. Stephen, at this point, just trying to catch up even while we're
massive.
We're under caution, but huge.
But like you said, Alex, it's a bit like Road America. It's a bit like Zolder, in that those such high speeds on the straight sections there. If there's a crash, the track, people hit walls and come back into the track, don't they? They don't go off into the grass or off into gravel at the side,
Yeah, you've just got to be expecting the worst, I think, unfortunately.
So 2 big accidents, Adam, pretty much marred the start of this race. In fact, we're halfway through the race now already. We haven't had any green flag racing. What's going to be, Paul Smith, it's a gift for him. It's a gift for Robert Graham. A gift for Russell Laidler. The rest of them just starting to work their way back up, aren't they? Thompson, Savidovic, Job, Chepelevsky, Robert Fike, Daniel Hunt. Some big names up there, working their way slowly up. Started between 10th and 20th.
Yeah, certainly shapes at the end of this race brilliantly, because Savidovic now up into 6th. He just avoided all that carnage unfolding. Chepelevsky 8th. has affected other people's races, like poor Jamie Rushworth, as you were saying, he's been involved in it. Where's Sebastian Job? He's in 7th place as well. So the champ. It's too early, as we were saying. It's too early to say.
Have you seen Rushworth's car, Alex?
Yeah, it's sort of half on the wall and all sorts, isn't it, in the pit lane? So yeah, he's in there for the rest of the race for sure.
Fortunately for him. But those people who didn't use their fast tow in the first safety car are going to be forced to use it here. Remember, there's one fast repair, Adam, for every driver in this series.
Yes, indeed, and maybe it's that time of the race where you might need to use it. And lights out on the pace car. Green flag this time by 6 laps of racing. It's going to be pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, and we've had a grand total of 6 corners, maybe, if that, so far in this race. But hopefully it's going to be a lot better. Paul Smith leads for Volatile Element. Laser Tools is Robert Graham second. Third is Russell Laidler for GT Omega Racing, and then the Volatile Element car of Ben Hackerson in 4th. Lee Thompson for Apex Racing TV, he's 5th, ahead of Wojciech Savidovic for Engine Oil Direct. So, well, it's been a volatile race, Alex, so far. Are many of these guys even going to make it to the end? Surely they must exercise some caution now for the second half of this race.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you, after these 2... it was 1 lap later, wasn't it? But yeah, they've seen what the worst can happen now, so maybe just give each other a little space this next lap. Especially, you think the guys at the front, they're in a really strong position now, and they've managed to survive this twice now, so they're probably going to be a little bit nervous.
And Smith back in the field up.
In the event of another safety car as well, then a lot of those guys at the front have still got that fast repair available. So there is a last couple of laps dash, which we hope not, as Paul Smith goes. Then the green flag will be out very shortly.
Has he gone a bit early?
Pace car's not in yet. Pace car's not in yet. And oh no, this is going to lead to disaster. Surely here they all come. Everyone being well behaved. Yeah.
Smith pulling a Jim Flanagan, wasn't it? At Donington. That's an all-time amazing safety car restart. Paul Smith has gone away, and it's not done him any favours actually here.
3 wide further back though, 5th, 6th and 7th place.
It's Thompson, Savidovic.
Graham trying round the outside of Smith. He's blocked off and he's hit Laidler now. Laidler's trying to go through for 2nd place. Russell Laidler on the inside line. Great close racing between him and Robert Graham. And he's done very, very nicely to get through. Graham's hit him. And Laidler's off into the gravel. So he's going to drop back quite a few positions. Hackerson trying to go through as well. Savidovic and Thompson, I believe. So no, that is Sebastian Job. Alex, all that's done, that bad restart is just create more danger again.
Yeah, absolutely. They were nearly 4 wide at one point, so I was a bit nervous that we were going to have exactly the same again. Very tasty up front. They're dicing hard. I mean, it's only 6 laps really to make their moves now, so the racing just becomes all the more aggressive as well. So I'm just sticking with this front pack at the moment, just as it's just trying to find its place, and that's Savidovic on the inside, and we've got a spinner ahead.
Another Laser Tools cars, that's Robert Graham. He's now been shoved down to 4th place, and here comes the 5th place car. That is Hackerson, yes. So Hackerson working his way through past the Laser Tools car, and who's at us now? Trying to get past Sebastian Job. No, Job's already in front.
Job's trying to get past Savidovic though, and he might do that. The race 1 winner has got a good toe here on the former champion. He's going to try and use that toe to his advantage. Goes down the outside line, but he might have the inside for 2 if he's late on the brakes. We'll see who's going to be braver.
Job around the outside.
Good control on the brakes. Likewise, Savidovic, very, very close. Can Savidovic keep that line? The inside line for turn 3. He will have it. Job tried to close the door and he couldn't, Alex. Brilliant driving here. Yeah,
great driving from Savidovic there. He knew that we just needed to keep the inside line there, and he was going to have the high ground for turn 4, turn 5. So.
Very hard to make a move at him in this middle sector, but Sebastian Job's not going to let that stop him. He's going to try and go around the outside of this long left-hander, and you know what he's going to do it. He's going to shove it up the inside, and he just doesn't have the momentum, Adam, as he can't get the drive.
Atkinson surely is going to give him a run this time, though.
Going to be difficult to overtake. There's quite a fast left coming up.
Down the inside, and he's having a look. Oh, and he nearly goes into the back of him. And now he's having to have Lee Thompson for company as we're working our way through this right-hander and into the left-hander before into this right-hander to lead us back onto the banking. Paul Smith not making a breakaway whilst that battle was unfolding. No, he's only got 0.4 of a second of advantage over Wojciech Savidovic. I predict that Savidovic and Job will close in massively on Paul Smith as we come round this time. 4 to go at the line.
Might not be concerned about Paul Smith though, Adam, because Sebastian Job's there as well. We know that he's going to have a go. He just saw that on the last lap. Smith all the way down to the inside. That's the smart move. He needs to stay right to the walls. Savidovic fanning out. Job fanning out. We're going 3 wide here in the brickyard.
Into turn 1. What's going to happen? Savidovic in the middle. Smith on the inside. Job trying to go. Oh, he's Job might be sitting pretty.
And Job's going round the outside of both of them.
Surely
into
not.
turn 2, and that's brilliant from Sebastian Job.
Savidovic still fighting though, in towards turn 3, and it's all going to go wrong.
Savidovic is
round.
Smith.
And that's going to allow Thompson into second. It's a Apex Racing TV 1-2 now.
If there were any doubts about Sebastian Job's racecraft, there's your answer. End of story, case closed. Sebastian Job leads the race, Alex. Brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic move. I've got a big grin on my face right now. I know I'm meant to be impartial, but that was just absolutely stunning from Job there.
And Lee Thompson in second. Stelian Shepelevsky's the big winner from that. He started 18th on the grid. He was up to 6th. He's now up to 3rd. And this is a great place for the GT Omega Racing driver, Adam.
Indeed, and great for the GT Omega Teams Championship effort as well. Russell Laidler, his teammate, in 5th place, sandwiching Benjamin Hackerson in 4th, and Wojciech Savidovic, who's now down to 6th. And I think he thought that he could win this race. He was first for about a matter of seconds. And now it's all about whether Russell Laidler can get past Benjamin Hackerson as we head through the banking. This is the close battle on track at the moment. Through turn 13, the final corner on the racetrack. Onto the front straight, and Benjamin Hackerson's not defending.
That could be trouble. He might lose a couple of places here because Ben Palmer's lurking for engine oil direct. Remember, each team, he's allowed 5 drivers, 4 score points here, and Laidler's looking up the inside, and that was always going to happen with contact there. And there's more contact, and Hackerson's managing somehow to keep it on the track. But now it's all kicking off, and we need to keep our heads here, gentlemen. Through the infield section, Laidler's going for it again on Hackerson, but Hackerson still remains in that 4th position. And now Laidler and Savidovic banging away. Savidovic up the inside, and more contact. Laidler's car getting smaller and smaller by the minute. His car might be crushed into a cube momentarily, Alex.
Yeah, he's got Palmer on the outside of him. We saw what happened earlier on with Job when he got tucked up that line, and that's a great cutback actually from Palmer there. He's got great exit. It's going to be tight into this left-hander. I think Laidler realised it's probably not worth chucking up the inside there. He's already caused, he's already got enough damage for 1 lap. He doesn't want any more.
You need to watch out for Robert Fagg as well,
they're
Adam.
checking up.
Sorry, mate, what was that?
Sorry, through this chicane there, they were all sort of checking up into each other. I'm pretty sure there was 3 cars actually physically touching there. At one point, as Laidler just chopping off Rob Fagg there, just making sure he's got the line. Oh, that's so close to the wall. They're 3 wide.
Oh, and there's a oven gleam car. And into Graham there, hard. But somehow,
he needs
they
him
both
again.
managed to survive, and they get in. As they're still making contact round the banking onto the start of this thing. And Zuzov, massive one. And then Laser Tools car again.
Laser Tools car flying through the air.
Barrier and comes to a halt.
Keep it still, Robert. Just
no
get
safety
it off the track.
car.
That's it. Yeah.
And he just about got that car off the track before disaster was about to happen. Sebastian Job leads by 1.1. Lee Thompson just ahead of Chepelevsky. Now, Chepelevsky, would be a great result for his championship, Alex, if he can get up to P2 here.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just jump and have a look at that battle closing in on Lee. Lee's got his teammate ahead of him. He'll be willing, Sebastian, I'm sure, just to drop back a little bit to give him a little bit of draft in this final lap, but not going to want to give away too much because we know how quick Chepelevsky is.
And Mads Nielsen, Adam, after causing that first lap accident, is up to P11, and that might be better once we cross the line this time.
Yeah, I'm looking at P10 right now on the live standings, so...
How lucky can you get?
Yeah, Mads Nielsen. Well, he's been He's been in and amongst the carnage that was unfolding throughout the race, and he's now inside the top 10. And who knows, maybe with the reverse grid, he could have a shot of a top 5 finish in the third and final race of the evening. White flag in the air then as
Palmer on Hackerson. Is he going to get close enough for a
no,
move?
not close enough. I don't think so.
Axton's got a lot of damage. I think his car's not even handling straight.
Battle for 11th.
Crossed the line.
Andrew Whitehead versus... Sorry, battle for 10th. Andrew Whitehead versus Steve Walker. Yeah, Walker down the inside. Whitehead, the Engine Horse Direct car, the purple car on the right-hand side of your picture, in towards turn 1. And Whitehead down to 11th place. So position change right there. Whitehead still hasn't given up, though.
No, he hasn't indeed. He's still on the back of that volatile element car as this mid-pack is bunching up really a lot. And Andreas Katz is in there. Is he a lap down? I think he is. Robert Plumley, Daniel Hunt's in there. Most of those cars are lap drivers, and Sebastian Job leading still. 1 second
Double race
lead.
victory, possibly.
Lee Thompson coming under pressure from Chepelevsky. This is going to be close. Coming to the line, Alex.
Yeah, I think he might just be able to have enough of a run. Will he get him before the start-finish line? I don't know. It's all about how well they make this corner. It looks like Chepelevsky's got a better run.
Yeah,
Great drive there, Chepelevsky. But is he going to get the run at the wrong point? Is he going to get it round at this right-hander? I think he just backed off a bit, didn't he? And looking to get a better run on Thompson. Thompson will have to try and defend this. Sebastian Job's going to come over, and he's going to take race 1 and race 2 victories. The triple is well and truly on. Great job from Sebastian. He crosses the line, and it's going to be Lee Thompson who completes the 1-2 for Apex Racing TV. Stelian Chepelevsky's in third, and a great drive as well from Savinovic. P4, he's had some contact, but he still manages to get to the end. Ben Hackerson fifth, Ben Palmer in 6th, then Robert Fagg, Mads Nielsen. So 2 Team Carnage cars in the top 8. They badly need that. They're really floundering in the standings. Russell Layla somehow in 9th in the end after all that contact. Steve Walker 10th, ahead of Whitehead. Janowski Smith started on pole, got shuffled all the way back with that incident. Plumley 14th, Hunt 15th, then Steve Burke, John Roberts, Alex Smolensky, Scott Malcolm and Steve Richardson, the top 20. Everyone scored points apart from Field, Newman, Von Glan, Rushworth, Mawson, Wilson and Walker. Gentlemen, what a race. We only really had half of it, but
I think
Adam,
we might
it was brilliant.
I think we might have set a record for the first ever BSRTC race with 2 safety cars. I'm just putting out there, I think that's the first ever race we've had with 2 safety cars, and boy did we need them. Once that track gets blocked on the front straight, there's nothing you can do. We're a great race.
We weren't far away from a third one, Alex.
3, yeah, exactly. So that was pretty manic there, and certainly in real life they would have called one at that point with cars all over the place there, third time. So, but yeah, great job from the guys. I mean, actually there was, like I say, there's a lot of good drivers there that managed to get themselves, you know, the people did so well in the last race, so managed to survive those 2 incidents. It just goes to show how important it is to have a little bit of luck there, because I have to say, looking at some of those close escapes that they had, it was just down to sheer luck rather than anything else, I think.
I have to ask you, Alex, as Apex Racing UK team manager, when Sebastian Job and Lee Thompson came into this series, did expect quality from them. That's the first time that we've seen it as a team effort. That must be really pleasing for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't say anything more really. Like I say, I had a big, massive grin on my face when they went into first and second place. So yeah, not going to shy away. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot going on at that particular time as well. Great move by Seb. I mean, you can't take that anything away. That was fantastic move. And then a lot of battling back further back, and Svidovic there got turned and someone got pushed out wide, and yeah, Lee positioned himself great just to sneak up the inside and get into second place, and Chepelevsky followed him. I think they were sort of like 5th or 6th place at the time, so good job from both of them to get on the podium.
Before we get to the reverse grid dice, can we have a look at that move for the win again?
Yep, beginning of lap 11. Alex, we've already got it ready.
Let's let me see what I can do. Remember, my bookmarks only show me
accidents.
Accidents. Off tracks, really, more than anything. So, who went off track at the time that all went on as well.
So
He was
Vidovic
in-
might have. Hang on, let me just have a look.
No, he didn't. But there was someone who went off that time.
Rusty went off, I think, did he?
So Vidovic did. So Vidovic got hit going into turn 3, so on lap 11.
Yeah, you can work back from that, but
Right, let's have a
that
look,
was
see if-
pretty special. That was probably one of the best overtakes I think that Seb's ever done. I think he'll probably admit that himself. Fantastic, but some good passing in that race, but it degenerated a little bit. I think Savidovic thought he had the lead there, Adam.
Yeah, so did I, because he was in the middle and he was latest on the brake, so it looked like he had the advantage. But then him and Paul Smith just went wide going into the first part of the right-left at the beginning of the lap, and Sebastian Joe was just right there to take advantage of both of them.
Okay, I think
Paul
I
didn't
think
even
we've got
go
it
that
here.
wide. He was still done up the inside by Seb. Go on, Alex, take it away.
Yeah, okay, so we're just looking at this back. Should we... Actually, I'll just leave it on this wide view because you'll see all 3 cars there as well. So, initially it looked like Svidovic was just going to get a pretty decent run on Smith there, but it took a little while to get to him. And then, of course, Smith defended 3 wide. And, yeah, Seb just got out of it a little bit early. Thought, oh, maybe there's a chance to get both on the inside. Just absolute class. I mean, Svidovic, great move around the outside of Smith there, but yeah, you just can't take anything away from the move that Seb did there. And of course, Smith just caught the rear of Svidovic, and that's what sent him into a little spin. And Smith went off, and yeah, that was when both Thompson and Jablewski got themselves up into the podium positions as well.
Thompson was very lucky. Can we have a look at that from Lee's view? Because he was extremely fortunate, Adam, not to be completely wiped out in that.
I can try. Let's have a quick look. Let's jump on board with him and see if we can...
Who are we on board with for this?
This is on
with
board
Lee.
with Lee. So I've gone back a little... oh no, I haven't gone back a little way. I thought I'd gone back a... Let's go back a bit further. Right. Okay, so the overtake's going on right now. We're just going through turn 2. He's looking sort of in the middle. He's got Smith just to the right. He's checking up out of
yeah.
it. Yeah. Oh, you're right. There was... that's... You have to say, look, there's just luck. I mean, Lee was forced to the inside, right? There was nothing else he could do. He had to be on that inside lane. And, yeah, fortunately, they all collided into each other and bounced away so that he could... it basically had a clear track there. So, banging up into second. Great. Yeah.
It just shows
Great for the team.
Yeah, brilliant for the team. And Adam, you know, we usually get a lot of action in these sprint races, but that was half a sprint race, and there was a lot more action in that second half of the race. It was almost impossible to keep track of.
Yeah,
we need to
reverse grid.
Yeah, we need to reverse grid. The admins will be waiting for us to do that. Not that I'm selfish or anything. Want to get my bet done.
Okay, so the car's eligible 15th down to 25th, isn't it? So Daniel Hunt, Stephen Burke, John Roberts, Alex Malensky, Scott Malcolm, Steve Richardson, Greg Kinnock, Jerome Kaiser, Matt Owen, Colin Steele, and Mark Johnson. Those are the cars eligible for this reverse grid.
And Martin Brandon, sorry, Adam, down to 26.
Down to 26, yeah, sorry, so there you go.
Right, so our 3 dummy rolls, we've got 16, 26 and 22, so pole position's going to go to 16th.
And that is Stephen Burke, who finished in 16th place, so he'll be on to pole position with Dan Hunt in 2nd, so a big name up at the front there for the final race of the day. Robert Plumley 3rd, Paul Smith 4th, and Julian Janowski in 5th.
We were talking about Pete Newman Media, Alex, weren't we? And, well, Stephen Burke on pole position, it could be a chance for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Could well be that we saw last week actually, but it was quite quick from... I'm not sure it was pole position, wasn't it 2nd that he had? I can't remember now off the top of my head, but he was at the front for a long time, so good driver, got a lot of pace in there as well, so it was difficult to overtake last week, and I'm sure he'll be difficult to overtake again here at Indy.
Did he win at Brands Hatch? I think he won at Brands Hatch, didn't he, in season 8, Adam? Alright? Stephen Burke?
Sorry, Stephen Burke. Yes, I think he did. He managed to. I think he might have took a victory.
Was he heading the 1-2-3?
Yeah, he was heading the 1-2-3 at Brands Hatch. Yeah, so Stephen Burke has won a race before, so expect him to be up there at the front. However, I think it's going to be very hard to stop Dan Hunt. Who knows? We could have another big crash at the start.
We might have indeed. But we're going to have to wait and find out. So we're still live here on YouTube. We will be back in about 5-10 minutes time for race 3 from Indianapolis.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com. Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
We're back for the final time tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course for this round 12 of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Pro Series. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you. Adam, bring you in again after what was a breathless second half of that race. 2 safety cars and then 6 laps of great racing, which ended in an Apex Racing TV 1-2.
Yeah, fantastic race. Probably one of the highlights of the BRSTC Pro Series this season so far, and possibly all 9 seasons. We're getting ready for the third race of the evening, as you're saying, Andrew. 16 cars, only 16 reversed for this final race of the evening. On pole position, Stephen Burke. Second place, Daniel Hunt, and I think he's my pick for the win. Robert Plumley in third, Paul Smith in fourth, Julian Janowski in fifth, Andrew Whitehead sixth, Steve Walker 7th, Russell Layla in 8th, Mads Nielsen 9th, Robert Fagg in 10th, Ben Palmer 11th, Benjamin Hackerson 12th, 13th Wojciech Swidovic, 14th Stelian Czepelewski, 15th Lee Thompson, 16th Sebastian Job. 2 race victories for him tonight. He's only going to have to work his way past 15 cars in this third race. 17th John Roberts, 18th Alex Malensky, 19th Scott Malcolm, and in 20th place it is Steve Richardson. 21st Greg Kinnock, 22nd Jerome Kaiser, 23rd Matt Owen, 24th Colin Steele, 25th Mark Johnston, 26th Martin Brandon, 27th Laura Bond, involved in that huge wreck at the beginning of race 2, 28th Robert Graham, 29th Steve Hefford, and in 30th it is Lee Berridge. Andrew.
A big grid again for this race. Alex, 2 big accidents in the last race. Is the mentality going to change here?
No. It's your answer, I think.
Probably
I don't
the safe bet, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, the nature of the track, unfortunately. I mean, the wreck was only big because the track feeds the accident straight back into the line. anywhere else, and I don't think it would have been much of a problem. The cars would have just gone off to the side, and that would have been that. But here, yes, straight back on to the middle. No one's got anywhere to go. Everybody tries to funnel into one little area, and just becomes like the M25 on rush hour. And there's nothing you can do, and everyone just piled into each other.
Well, yeah, because it's not as if even anyone can take to the grass to avoid the accident. So, and then you've got that pit wall, well, which really does it funnels the cars back into the track. So Stephen Burke starts from pole alongside Daniel Hunt. I really do think, Adam, that Daniel Hunt really, no disrespect to the rest of them, probably should be winning this one.
Yeah, he should. However, we saw a whole load of cars at the front of the pack get involved in an incident at the beginning. Laura Bond, she was starting in around about 3rd or 4th place in race 2 and still managed to get involved in that traffic jam that caused a safety car at the start of the second race. So Daniel Hunt, he's got it all ready to lose.
He'll be hoping he doesn't lose it. Once again, famous track in this great country hosts this wonderful touring car series, the best one on iRacing in our humble opinion. So then, 45 cars again revving and ready for the start. The green light is on and Stephen Burke gets away pretty well off the front row of the grid, but Daniel Hunt's alongside him already. Down towards the first corner, we're 3 wide in the middle. Look at that scene as all the cars going down towards turn 1. Hunt, does he maintain the lead? In the lead, in fact, and a slight bit of contact between Hunt and Walker. Burke stays in the lead. Is there a crash behind?
And it looks like it was, I think it was Mads Nielsen there that got run off, and we've got a car sideways as well being pushed around further back. I'm not sure who that was, one of the Laser Tools cars there.
Colin Steele was off the track as well. He's driving for Laser Tools, so it could have been him. Plumley's in 4th behind Smith. Janowski's there as well. Whitehead. Into this fast section. Tyre's still a bit cold here, Adam, for the guys. You can see the back snaking around a little bit.
Yeah, even though we've got sunny conditions once again for this 3rd and final race of the evening, it still means the drivers are still trying to work their way through and get as much tyres temperature as they can. Stephen Burke maintaining the lead, but Daniel Hunt right with him as we head through the right-hander onto the banking. This is the battle for the lead, and we're only 1 lap into the race. Here we go, through turn 13, the banking here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're doing it the other way around here, onto the front straight to complete the first lap. Stephen Burke surely is a sitting duck. Is he going to move over to defend the inside line? He's decided not to. Daniel Hunt's going to the inside line, so Stephen Burke acting a bit sensible on this opening lap of the race, and down the inside goes Daniel Hunt. GT Omega to the front here in the 3rd race of the evening here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, good move by Daniel Hunt. Nice and easy into turn 1, good on the brakes, and it just shows, Alex, it's highlighting Peter Newman Media's struggles with the car this season. It just seems like they don't quite have the pace of the leading cars.
No, it was surprising to see Burke not really fight that there. Maybe he thought he could keep it round the outside and have the inside for the next corner, but I don't know what the rest of his meeting's been like. Steve, perhaps he's just thinking that he needs to clock up some points, and that's the primary goal for him in this race.
However, Adam, if he can stay behind Daniel Hunt, he's got an excellent chance of retaking the lead down the main straight.
Walker having a look on Janowski. I think Janowski's gone
wide as
wide.
Walker.
Yeah.
So misjudgment there from Steve Walker, as it looks like it's been pretty clean through the first couple of laps, Adam.
Yeah, pretty clean, good start by everyone. I think they've heeded the warnings after 2 safety cars in 1 race. We don't usually have that in the BRSTC, so everyone acting pretty calm. Stephen Burke a bit too far away, I think, from Daniel Hunt to really mount any sort of a challenge. However, saying that, he might close in all of a sudden as we head down this front straight. Daniel Hunt doing his customary defending. Stephen Burke going to the outside line. I think it's going to have to take a bit of an effort for him to get the lead back. However, he is alongside the GT Omega car.
Janowski as well. Palmer and Janowski going into turn 1. These guys going to be side by side. Burke couldn't quite make it, but they're almost 3 wide as well. It's pretty close racing here. This is from 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place right now.
closed the door, Adam, on Stephen Burke quite hard into turn 2.
Oh, Palmer gets a little nudge from behind.
Yeah, Palmer battling it out with Steve Walker. So Steve Walker really sticking it to the engine oils direct car as we head through the left-hander. Steve Walker, there's no way really through for you there. We saw Savinovic try and attempt it in race 2 and it nearly paid off. He just couldn't get it done on the exit as we head down the back straight. Steve Walker now behind Ben Palmer. Savinovic keeping a watchful eye as well in 9th place. But there goes Ben Palmer down the inside, nearly of Julian Janowski. Janowski falling away now from the likes of Robert Plumley. Julian Janowski is now going to have to do quite a bit of defending as we head up onto the banking, Andrew.
Yeah, and Sebastian Jobs got past Lee Thompson with the damaged car as well. So Jobs got some horrible front end damage. And now if Thompson can follow him and Chepolevsky, so the top 3 from the previous race, they're all coming through the pack together. As you're right, Janowski is going to be under a lot of pressure from Ben Palmer, possibly Walker, and possibly Wojciech Savinovic, Alex, as well.
Yeah, Savinovic again having a sterling race out there, finds himself in 8th place already. Don't think he's going to get close enough. It seems that they're all got a draft on each other out there as Johnston puts the fastest lap of the race in that time.
Janowski's missed his braking point badly there. He's lost 4 places. It might be 5 once Russell Laidler's finished. His teammate's going to come through as well, and Janowski getting shuffled back. He needs to be careful he doesn't lose another place to Sebastian Job, which actually might have happened already. Janowski is fighting around the outside on Job. He's trying to close the door, but he can't. And now he's hit Lee Thompson.
Lee Thompson, yeah.
And I don't know what he was doing there. He tried to close the door when Thompson was pretty much alongside him, which you should never do.
Chepolevsky trying to get a piece of the action as well.
In fact, that might have been a block, American football style block by Janowski to let his running back, in this case Stelian Chepolevsky, go through.
And it worked, so Chepolevsky up into 10th place, but Thompson still can't get past Janowski as we heading towards the left-hander. Surely Thompson's got the better line now, but Janowski shoves the door in the face of the Apex Racing TV car.
Walensky as well, Alex, there, the back of this group. In fact, Robert Fagg, in fact this group sort of joined with the one behind it now thanks to these guys fighting. Robert Fagg's there, Ben Haxon's there, and Jerome Kaiser not too far behind either.
Plumley on Walker, it looks this time as well, very, very close. Looks like Walker's just dropped far enough back off Palmer that he's not going to get quite as good a draft. And here comes Plumley, their teammate, so won't be any too aggressive, but he's going to want to get past, I'm sure.
Here comes Savinovic to join the party as well, 7th place in the engine oils direct cars. We're heading towards turn 1. Down the inside goes the blue of the cars there, that is Steve Walker past Robert Plumley. Plumley now down to 6th place. Savinovic wasn't able to gain any momentum there through the first few corners of this lap. We're on lap 5 of 14 now. Savinovic remains in his 7th place, but you can see how eager he is to get past as he's now hit up the back by Russell Laidler. Those two had their fair bit of contact in race 2, and now Sebastian Joe working his way past Russell Laidler. So Apex Racing TV versus GT Omega and more contact
there between Laidler and Job. Job going for the, I think, unprecedented triple. Is that right, Adam? Has anybody even managed all 3 race wins in one meeting?
No one's ever won 3 races in the BRSTC. I can categorically tell you that. And Sebastian Job in 10th place. He's managed to gain 6 spots already, and we're not even halfway through the race. So the comeback is still on. How far is he behind? 5 seconds behind.
He'd lose 1 there to Chepolevsky, though, after Laidler's intervention.
That was interesting, actually, because it was Chepolevsky that hit Laidler, his teammate, who then went and hit Job, really. So there was nothing really that Laidler could do about that. He was just attacked by his teammate from the rear there.
Yeah, Laidler's had a lot of contact. Some of it is fault, some of it not. And look at that little pack as well behind. Smolensky and Janowski, the 2 Eastern European drivers, Robert Fagg and Jeroen Kaiser there as well. The Dutchman's in there.
Battle for
engine oil direct.
Battle for 3rd, yeah. Paul Smith versus Ben Palmer. Palmer on the inside in the engine oils direct car, and surely he's got the move done. The engine oils direct car down the inside, and Ben Palmer is up into 3rd place, relegating Paul Smith down to 4th place. And who's that with slow down? Walker slow down, so that allows Savinovic through. Savinovic has also got past Robert Plumley as well, so Savinovic now inside the top 5.
Plumley's through, Laidler's not quite through, and Jobs actually got past Laidler again. And is he going to get past Steve Walker as well? He's going to have a look. Lee Thompson having a look on Laidler as well. And the 2 World Championship drivers getting in amongst the midfield pack here. Jobs going to try and set up Walker down this back straightaway, and he's got a good chance of getting the drive. I think Steve Walker got a decent exit though there, and in fact Chepelevsky's the one who's going to be trying to attack Robert Plumley into the infield section now.
Savidovic through as well, Andrew. Savidovic up into 4th place, so he's definitely picking the cars off one at a time. And Sebastian Joby just can't find a way past Steve Walker, can he?
And in fact, Stephen Burke, Alex, is no, he can't. And Stephen Burke, he's hanging on, isn't he, to Daniel Hunt? We wondered if he'd have the pace, but looks like the draft's helping him out.
Yeah, these two pulling away quite comfortably now. Ben Palmer obviously up and into 3rd place that last lap, so it's going to be difficult for him to close in. We've just got 9 laps to go, and there's not a great deal of pace difference there. Dan Hunt trying to break the draft off of Burke as well. He knows that if Burke can get a run later on in the race, then he's got an opportunity.
Battle down the front straight, battle for 6th between Robert Plumley and Stelian Chepelevsky. Chepelevsky on the outside in the GTM mega car, trying to go around the outside, bit of contact there between the volatile element cars through the left-hander, and Plumley's just able to hold on.
And Job's
Walker's out, and Joe's going to go around the outside of both volatile element cars, and possibly Chepelevsky who gets turned.
There's a bit of contact. Job's going around the outside of him. The 3 wide with Walker on the inside, and actually Job's got past Chepelevsky now.
Another fantastic move.
Though Aston Job's quest for the triple is not over yet, although it's going to be very, very difficult.
He's got an overlap on. Sorry, he's got an overlap on Walker.
Walker and Plumley fighting, and in fact, that's going to allow Job to go through on the outside of Robert Plumley.
Yes.
And Baker's there as well. He's worked his way up. He started 33rd. He's up to 15th place now. He's got a chance of moving into the top 10 very, very shortly. Job late on the brakes and past Robert Plumley, and Savidovic closing on Palmer. He might have a chance down the straight, Alex.
Yeah, I think anyone's got a chance at this point in this little pack. So close, and a lot of changing of positions. Normally we just see him line astern, but it's great racing out there.
In fact, Savidovic hasn't actually got a prayer of getting past Palmer this lap. Didn't have a great exit from the final corner, but Sebastian Job's going to have a look at Steve Walker, and looks likewise Stelian Chepelevsky had him. He's going to have another go at Plumley.
2 battle packs unfolding as we head down the front straight. 7 laps to go in this final race of the evening. Apex Racing TV on volatile element, and at the same time GTO Omega, and there goes Chepelevsky.
Look at Baker and Janowski in the background as well. This Job's going for the inside on Steve Walker. Walker breaks very late. Yes, it turned in really nicely, and Chepelevsky
hit by Plumley.
Shots across the front of Plumley. Chepelevsky on that occasion.
And also Russell Laidler and Lee Thompson having their own battle for 10th place as well. Is there contact as well? A little bit of contact in Sebastian Job now side by side with the volatile element car of Walker.
Walker got a brilliant cutback there.
So still Sebastian Job can't get past.
And Job's now getting a bit impatient.
He's through though, surely. He's got the inside line, but that will put Walker on the inside for the right-hander. It's all about the speed down the back straight, and Sebastian Job going to try and get the cutback on the exit as we head down the back straight. Volatile element all over the place.
I think.
And here we go, down towards the left-hander. It is Job on the outside this time around in the Apex Racing TV car. Walker on the inside through the left-hander. Job still cannot get past.
Yeah, Walker's placing his car beautifully here. Doesn't want to lose the place, and that's allowing actually Job's attention will soon be focused behind him, because Stelian Chepelevsky's there. Alex, it's getting a bit tight between Job and Walker. I hope there's not an incident here.
Yeah, we've seen it. How easy can it happen? Oh, it looks like that was pretty close to the wall there, and they're going to be side by side, so there's no draft. And actually, you have to feel that they might both come under a little bit of attack here. But Seb managed to get it done through the oval corner, but he's going to be under a bit of pressure.
He made sort of 2 moves there. Did Sebastian Job. That's maybe not quite on, as Steve Walker was already alongside, but Walker's braked very late, and Job's got a nudge from Chepelevsky now.
Yeah,
and there's contact behind them, and that's Lee Thompson, who's got shoveled off, possibly by Laidler, maybe by Plumley, but Dave Baker's through. He's past now his teammate Plumley. I think that's P9 for David Baker, maybe 10th.
P10.
Well, that's great from where he started, 33rd on the grid. Steve Hefford also looking really good for Oculus. He's up to 13th place. He started 29th.
Paul Sebastian Job just can't get a break to get past Steve Walker. 1 minute, looks like he's got it done, and he understeers very wide there through the right-hander, Alex.
I'm hearing lots and lots of just little banging here and there as well, but yeah, this broken up into two little battles now. Laidler just 1.8 seconds behind 8th place, which we're looking at on track at the moment, which is Chepelevsky.
And it's all coming together.
No seconds at all in front of David Baker. Baker's all over him, Adam.
As well as that, it's all coming together in the battle for second place between Stephen Burke, Ben Palmer.
Smolensky's off at the chicane.
Oh, Smolensky off as well, yeah.
Not quite sure what happened there. Let's have a look.
At the same time, here comes
contact with your own Kaiser.
Palmer down the inside, and Burke wasn't able to defend in time if you saw that on the TV screens on YouTube. And here comes Ben Palmer down the inside, second place surely. Will Stephen Burke go around the outside? He's hanging in there in the medium and medium car, but he's just not enough. And Ben Palmer is able to position his engine oil direct car beautifully to move up into second place with 4 and a bit laps to go.
Yeah, Steve Burke tried the cut back there. It wasn't successful that time. Savidovic having a look, altering his lines, Alex. He's darting around. He's making sure he's seen in that red and white engine oil direct car.
Oh, and Sebastian just puts a little move there on Walker. Surely this time it's tucked up behind Walker's teammate now. Smith wants to try and get that move done. Smith's going to try and Walker up the inside. Doesn't want to give that place up at all. Great battling from Walker.
Brilliant driving from Steve Walker. He's a race winner in this series, Adam. He's showing his talent here as Job's trying to shovel his way past Paul Smith.
And Smith's
going to get the draft off the Yorkshireman here, but Paul moves to the right. Chepelevsky's now through on the inside line. Who's going to break the latest? Steve Walker's going to break late, and he's almost going to hit his teammate.
He's going to go through
the middle.
the
middle of and there's contact, but Job's made it through again.
And he says into his teammate.
Paul Smith.
Matt Walker knocks Sebastian Job into his own teammates. It's going to be repercussions there, and Sebastian Job now down to 9th.
Got big damage as well. But yeah, Paul Smith's the unlucky party, and that all started by Steve Walker. But look at Lee Thompson and Robert Punley now and that's Andreas Katz up from 31st on the grid. He's going to be fighting almost for a top 10 position, Alex.
Battle for the lead as well, Alex.
And the lead.
Ben Palmer versus Daniel Hunt in towards the first corner. Hunt down the inside, he's able to hold on to the lead for now, but the top 4 all battling, and further battles through the top 10.
He get it stopped nicely, didn't he, Adam? Daniel Hunt into turn 1. You really have to get your braking right when you're on that inside line. Very difficult.
Daniel Hunt 7/10 of a second slower last time around, 1:31.7 compared to Ben Palmer's 1:31.0. That's how much the slipstream is of a benefit.
Palmer's on the move though. He's been flying all race long. Started 11. Daniel Hunt, remember, started on the front row. So Palmer's the one really on the move. And Savidovic. Savidovic from the 7th row of the grid in 13th place, Alex.
Yeah, great team actually. Engine oil direct, Palmer very, very strong. Savidovic also super strong. So, and looks like Savidovic and Burke side by side through the left-hander. Savidovic is going to have the high ground here going into the chicane. He has to go in a bit deep, but he gets the position. Look at him drifting it through there as well. So had to commit to the move. He's perhaps made himself a little bit vulnerable, as he won't be quite as close to his teammate as he might have wanted to. So Burke's got the opportunity to fight back here. And talking of fighting, Palmer very close on that.
Hunt's in real trouble now for that second place, as Palmer inches away from the rear bumper of that GT Omega racing car. Just have to quickly mention the AM leader, the ES Trophy leader at the moment, John Roberts. He's down in 20th place. He did start 17th. John having a terrific season. He's up in the top 10 of the championship as we stand. But Daniel Hunt will be wanting to finish a lot higher than that. And he's deep there.
Terrible line, and that's allowed Ben Palmer to take the lead. He was ahead of the line fractionally by 28 thousandths of a second, and now Ben Palmer's got the lead with Daniel Hunt dropping back. Maybe the tyres have overheated or something, because he's now a sitting duck for the likes of Wojciech Savidovic.
Now, maybe another sitting duck as well. Stelian Chepelevsky's got awful damage on that Kia Optima, Alex, and he's going to come under attack from David Baker with a pristine looking Kia. You could put that on the showroom floor.
Yeah, there's Chepelevsky's been in a little bit of to do. I mean, I know he's hit his teammate in this race as well, and yeah, I mean the battle behind still rages on as well. So these two packs separated a little bit now. Sebastian just 1.6 seconds behind Rusty Laidler, but he's got Andreas Katz right on him at the moment. Hackerson's there as well. So is Jeroen Kaiser, and then Thompson Befford. So Not really sure how these little packs are going to go, and anything could happen, and we could see them all join back up again with just 3 laps to go.
Savidovic up into second place, so it's now an Engine Oils Direct 1-2. It was an Apex Racing TV 1-2 in race 2, and Savidovic has now made it an Engine Oils Direct 1-2 in race 3. Stephen Burke, as you're saying just then, Andrew, onto the back of Hunt.
Daniel Hunt passed him on the first lap, and he hasn't given up since. He's still stuck to him.
Over the line they go, onto the penultimate lap of the race here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The top 4 have just separated a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if Savidovic can close in on his teammates, and will we have a big Inter-Engine Oils Direct battle at the end of the race. Through the first 2 corners we go. No changes in the battle at the front of the pack, and down the inside goes Russell Laidler on Steve Walker. So Laidler through up into 7th place. He can set his sights up to David Baker, who's in his customary 6th place at the moment, Andrew.
He'll be happy with that, no doubt, but I'm sure he'll want to get higher in the race, and Chepelevsky's the only obstacle really that he can overcome now, with 2 laps to go. 8 tenths behind Chepelevsky. In fact, dropping back a little bit is Baker from the GT Omega Racing driver, so maybe Chepelevsky can hang on to that 5th place. Since his return to the series, Adam, he's not lost any of his pace.
No, he hasn't, and he's right at the top of the standings, in with a shot of the showdown, which is still 80 or so races away.
It's a long way away.
But as we're coming around to start the final lap, it's all about what's happening here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Savidovic was 9 tenths of a second away from Ben Palmer at the line. The gap is down to 7 tenths of a second, and as we've seen through the lap times tonight, 7 tenths of a second you can gain just on this front straight. That's how much of a benefit the slipstream is. Let's see what Savidovic can do as he works his way through the right-hander, turn 13, the banking, onto the start-finish straight to start the final lap. It's got the gap down to half a second. If we can have a look at our live timer, we've got it down to 0.5, 0.4. He's closing. 0.4. It's now down to 0.3 of a second. Savidovic laps half a second quicker than Ben Palmer last time around. It's certainly setting up for a pretty close final lap, and who knows, possibly a photo finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible coming out of that last corner. And Alex, what do you think the mindset of Engine Oil Direct is? I don't think there'll be any team orders this early on in the season.
No, I don't think. I think they'll just let them race to it. Should be pretty straightforward, as we saw Baker actually put their move on Stellion just a moment ago as well. So Baker up into 5th place. He must have heard you guys mocking him for his usual 6th and thought, no, I'm not having any of that. Up to 5th, thank you very much.
What do those idiots know? Baker's car looks great, but surely that'll mean, Adam, that his tyres will be in good condition going on to the final half a lap. Really, look at this gaggle. Hackerson, Kaiser, Thompson, and Steve Hefford battling over 11th place, and that's going to go down to the wire. But Palmer, Savidovic is very close, Alex, now.
Yeah, just 4 tenths. He looks like he's going to have a chance at this. Got a good run, but actually Palmer got a great run out of that corner. Epic line there. I think he needed that. Still going to be very, very close. I'm not sure Savidovic is going to have enough pace to get it by the time they reach the line. Maybe he would be into turn 1, but this is not going to be enough.
Are they going to do a Ferrari on it like in 2002? Here they come to the line, check a flag in the air. Race 12 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship goes to Ben Palmer, with Wojciech Savidovic in seconds, 1 tenth of a second separating them at the line. Third for Daniel Hunt.
Baker and Chepelevsky nose to tail, but Baker takes it off P5, and then it's Laidler, then it's Walker, Andreas Katz, Sebastian Job in 10th, Ben Ackerson 11th, Jerome Kaiser 12th, then Lee Thompson, then Steve Hefford, and then it's Robert Plumley, Julian Janowski, Jamie Rushworth up to 17th from 42nd on the grid, so Jamie salvaging at least something, small consolation really. Simon Field 18th from pretty much the back of the grid as well. Smolenski had contact, he was hit off by Jeroen Kaiser. Pete Newman 20th, so some good recovery drives, Alex, from the back of the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's races like that for Jamie. He's going to pick up some okay points there, and you think it could have been an absolute disaster week for him. I mean, it won't go down as a great one for sure, but it's important that he picks up those points. He needs to be there at the end. Such a long championship, consistency is going to be so important, and that could be the difference with him. You never know, making it just inside the top 10 for the showdown or not.
David Baker 33rd to 5th, great result for him.
Yeah, amazing. Terrific. And that's just showing the quality of his driving as a champion, and as well, he is a title contender, Adam. I think we definitely have to agree that Baker will be up there at the end.
Yeah, he was 5th in the standings going into this final race meeting of the evening, and I'm sure with the likes of Katz finishing behind him, Katz finishing in 9th, he'll certainly be able to leap up the table. Great job by... where did Lee Thompson finish in the standings? Did he get involved in a bit of contact at the beginning?
13th.
13th. So, yeah, he's currently sitting inside the top 5 in the standings as well. So that might be able, that result in race 3 might be able to solidify his position there.
Yeah, great driving by Walker, I have to say. He was under a lot of pressure in that race, and yeah, I'm sure his team might have a little word with one of his defensive tactics. He sacrificed his teammate to maintain his position, but yeah, for the most part, I have to say he placed his car absolutely perfectly, and there was just no way to get past him. So yeah, some individual great driving efforts out there, I think, today.
Yeah, it was a very good meeting, and to be honest, it was mostly clean throughout, so very well done to everyone there who finished all the races. Alex, do we have anything? Is there anything you want to cover, or is there anybody you want to get into the booth for a bit of a chinwag?
Yeah, I wonder if you guys want to drag anyone down. I'm game to have a chat with anyone. I mean, Smolinski's had Svidovic had a good week again, and with Rushworth way down there, and Kat's not having the best race. I'm sure he's going to move quite comfortably into the lead now. I haven't seen the points, but or maybe you want to speak to Palmer. So Palmer had a good race as well. So
got time for.
Tell me.
I think
Engine Oil's director, of course, winning the team championships as well. So it might be worth bringing both of those guys down and have a little chat together.
Well, Wojciech and Ben.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And we have the 2 winners of Engine Oils Direct joining us in the commentary box right now. Ben Palmer, Wojciech Svidovic, congratulations on 1-2 in race 3.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Guys, great race 3 especially. What was the thought process going into that one? Because obviously it's been a difficult meeting. There's been a few safety cars. You were starting around the area where the carnage had happened. Ben, did you expect to get through to the win there?
I knew I had a good chance of getting to the front. I had Wodge around me. I was just picking, one off a lap, and I managed to get to the front. I knew it'd be hard work when I was around Steve and Dan. And obviously I had Wodge behind me, catching me lap by lap. But yeah, I managed to get in front and just sort of keep the distance. But yeah, well done to Wodge as well, just for not battling. But great points, 1 and 2.
Yeah, same here for me. I was wondering if I will catch Ben before Ben will be able to make some overtakes, but he was getting through the field even before I was catching up. So very well done, Ben, and yeah, well-deserved win today as well.
Wojciech, you had an excellent meeting. Do you like this track? Are you a fan of Indy?
Yeah, I like this track, yeah. You say it was excellent week. I'm not very satisfied with my driving in the race number 1. I catched that too slow, and so I really couldn't give a run to Seb for the win. I really wanted to try and try to fight, make it a bit more interesting, but unfortunately, same first and second race, it wasn't to be.
Next week we head to Donington National. Ben, what's your opinion of Donington National? Do you prefer it to this racetrack at Indianapolis?
Yeah, of course I do. Brands, I'm quite good around there. Hopefully we won't get as many safety cars, and it should be some good racing again.
And Wojciech, the same question for you.
Well, it's much more narrow track, loads of blind corners, so it's definitely quite difficult. But let's hope it's gonna work out.
Is Donington a harder track to set the car up for than, say, Indy?
I don't think so. It would be quite similar. Once you get your baseline, you just make small adjustments. I don't think it would make any differences.
All right, Alex, have you got anything for these two gents?
No, just wanted to say, congratulations, guys. Looking at the team championships, you're pretty, looking really good at this early stage of the season, but long way to go. I mean, who are you keeping a close eye on out there? And, are you thinking about team points? Because, that's where the money is.
Yeah, obviously, GT, Omega, they're ones to watch. But, like you said, it's a long way. Anything can happen. And anyone could swap places at any time.
All right. Well done, Ben, for the win. Well done, Wojciech, for a good, solid meeting, and then well done to your team as well. We'll see you guys next week at Donington.
Yeah, see you there. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, fellas. Right, boys. So, Adam, that was an enjoyable meeting.
Yeah, very enjoyable. 3 completely different races. We had the overcast at the start. We had the 2 safety cars in race 2, and then we had some great racing in race 3. Guys working their way through the pack, and it was good to have some clean racing in race 3 for a change as well. Not too many incidents unfolding in that one. I think we've just got Jamie Rushworth in for a quick word. Jamie, can you tell us about your night, because you started 11th in race 1, and then it just seemed to go downhill from there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disaster tonight. Race 2 was the first time I have ever not finished a race in this series. Unfortunately, it was due a non-finish, I guess. Yeah.
We saw you on your side in pit road.
Oh my god!
I'm guessing you were involved in that in the melee at the beginning.
With that one, it was the second caution where Ellis was facing the wrong way on the track, and I went into him. I flipped to the other side of the pit lane, so towards the infield. When I went to tow, it spawned my car inside the wall. And so I was stuck in the wall, and it thought I was doing a pit stop, so there was no way to reset the car. Eventually it came out the wall and got stuck on its side, and there's nothing I could do about it.
You were officially down as being disqualified, so I'm not exactly sure.
Every time I got in it, every time I got back in the car, it thought I was losing control of it. So it just kept giving me incident points. It was ridiculous.
Official line's disqualification. I suppose it's the same amount of points as they did not finish.
Yeah.
And we head to Donington next week.
We haven't seen you there before.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about that track?
It's a great track. I think I've only ever done like little practice races there before, but I think the Kia works really well there. And a team race, of course, as well. That's the big thing.
Yeah, indeed. Can you take us through exactly what's going to be happening there?
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 40-minute races rather than 3 20-minute races. I think each team can put 3 cars on the grid, but 2 of them score. And each car is 2 drivers, and they have to do roughly half the race each. So the first one will do 20 odd minutes, bring it into the pits, and the other driver will take over.
That's the spirit of BSR. Adam, we might just leave Alex on his own for next week. If you want to enter a car, I'm up for that.
Well, yeah, the commentators, the two
Alex.
commentators. And...
I can handle it. It's all right.
He doesn't like the car.
The viewers will hate me, but it's fine.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks, Jamie, for explaining that to me, because I was trying to wrap my head around team races as well. So
it should be fun.
Hard luck tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back on form next week in the team race at Donington Park.
Yeah, hopefully. Cheers, guys.
All right, Jamie. Thank you, mate. Right, Alex. That was some great racing at Indianapolis Road Course tonight.
Yeah, fantastic racing throughout, actually. There's nothing we could do about those 2 cautions. Had to happen, and it's just the nature of the track, really. But everything else, some good hard battling out there, some great defensive driving, great tacking. We saw some awesome moves tonight. So, and let's have more of the same at Donington. And I actually think that some of the previous races we've had at Donington have been pretty epic. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
We've had
remember Nate.
Yes, we've had the main thing I want to point out is that the cream has risen to the top, hasn't it? In all these rounds this season, and even in these races, these carnage-filled races, you know, the Wojciechs, the Jamies, the Andreas Katz, the Lee Thompsons, the Stalin Chepelevskis, they've always moved up, and they're always there or thereabouts at the end, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern forming out. I mean, we said it's a long way to go, but each race we do see those engine oil directs and GT Omega cars up there, so it does look like they're going to be in a season-long battle. Obviously, I'm delighted that my lads picked up some good points today as well, and to work their way up through the table after the opening few rounds as well. So we might see them there at the end of the season, but I don't think they'll be giving those two a run for the money. It looks like those guys are in it for the long haul, I think. But yeah, as for the drivers, I mean, that really could still go anywhere of 10 people, I think, because it's pretty tight.
There's so much time to go, you know. There's so many so many did not finishes to happen. There's so many, you know, non-starts to happen in between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, and it's all about the racetracks as well. Some drivers might not perform well on certain racetracks as compared to others. For all we know, when we get to Pocono, the Oval, we might see a completely different set of drivers rising to the top as well. Pit stops as well next week at Donington Park. Some drivers in the BSRCC, for all we know, might never have performed pit stops or a racing pit stop in their life. I know I haven't, just to put that out there. But yeah, that could be another thing to watch out for. Pit stops in a touring car race. Haven't seen that in a long time. Back to the days of the British touring cars in the 90s.
Well, that's some great days of the late 90s in the BTCC, you know, the likes of David Leslie and Jason Plato doing battle in the Renault and the Nissan. So yeah, that brings back good memories, and hopefully in those endurance races, you know, we might have a good run next week, mate, as well.
Yes, cannot wait for it.
All right,
looking forward to it.
So from Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, and Alex Simpson, it's goodbye from Indianapolis. We'll see you next week at Donington. Alex, you might be on your own, mate. Sorry.
That's good.
See you later, guys.